It has no shape, color, or form, yet it exists. It's called pain. My name is Anthony J. Bucci.
And I'm Liz.
And Where Do We Go From Here podcast.
Tragedy, it comes in all walks of lives.
March 3rd, 4 a.m., actually March 4th, 4 a.m. in the morning, I had 3 state troopers show up at my door, and that was the worst day of my life. It brought me to my knees, and my daughter, State Trooper Tamar A. Bucci, was killed. She was all about helping others. She stopped on Route 93 trying to assist a motorist, and she was struck by a gasoline truck, and it forever changed my life. It's the pain I carry every second of every day. And no matter what it is, whether it's your wife cheating on you, your husband cheating on you, your children losing legs in a bombing, this pain we live with just doesn't go away. So we wanted to start a podcast to try to help others. My daughter was all about helping others, as I said. She passed me the torch. Liz and I are school friends from junior high school on, sat next to each other in homeroom, and here we are today trying to help other people. It's our niche. It's what we do. Liz has been doing it for 10 years already. I started the Tamar Bucci Foundation, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start helping others, and let's let you talk a little.
Anthony wouldn't help me do homework in high school either, just for the record. My 2 sons, JP and Paul, each lost their leg in the Boston Marathon bomb in April of 2013. And the generosity and kindness and love from so many people all around the world had made me want to be able to give back for all the kindness we were shown. So I started the Lake Forever Foundation to assist other amputees that didn't have the media coverage or the outpouring support my sons were so blessed to have. So this is what it came. The tragedy hit me that way. Poor Anthony lost his daughter. And, from then, everybody asked, well, what do you do and where do you go from there? So hopefully a little bit of our experience can help your experience.
Yeah, we're here to help people. We're just 2 average people who got hit with life-altering tragedies. And here we are today trying to live one day at a time. So with my foundation, my daughter was killed. She was a true hero, Tamar A. Bucci. Once again, I started the Tamar Bucci Foundation. My goal is to raise money to build a park in her honor. She was into fitness, so I'd want to build a fitness. She loved dogs. I have a dog part of the park. And she loved children. So a park for everybody in her honor. I'd also like to help people of similar tragedies or any kind of tragedies. We're not pinpointing it to just one thing. To cope, whether it's help pay for funerals, get mental health counseling, because personally it took me 18 days to get mental health counseling. And I was a basket case, cried myself to sleep every night, still do. So I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm trying to, like I said, carry the torch for my daughter in her honor by helping other people. Something she would be proud of, as I was so proud of her.
Anthony, how old was your daughter?
My daughter was 34.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sad.
Too young. It should never, ever have to bury a child.
No, that's a nightmare in itself.
I know we've talked, and you said you were scared to death when you didn't know where your kids were at the bombing, and if they were even alive. Frantic, right?
Yep. My son Paul called me at 3:05 to tell me that he was hurt, but he didn't tell me he lost his leg. And although he did know he lost his leg, it was like 6 hours after that we located JP. They were both taken to 2 different hospitals, and simultaneously I found out at the same time that they both lost their leg. So,
Wow. Paul didn't tell you?
no, he didn't want to make me nervous.
What a soldier, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know what? I live with every time I see an ambulance or I hear a car accident, and frankly, your daughter. I'm from Stoneham, obviously you know that, and I have 2 children that still live in Stoneham, adult children, and so when I heard the news in the middle of the night that there was a fatality on 93. I hopped up because I wanted to check where my kids were, and it's crazy because even though it happened almost 10 years ago, I live with it daily, every day.
So there's people out there going through the same thing as us, whether it's a child, you lost your mother, even a dog, because dogs, to me, are better than people.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're here for everybody. We're here to try to help everybody. We're welcome people that want to just DM us if you're interested in being on our podcast. This is the preliminary show. We're just getting our beaks wet, but we're looking to have a good, I can't even say a good time, but a time where we can smile, laugh, as well as cry and help other people.
That's right. And we'll have answering questions. Maybe you can email us a question and we can answer it on our next podcast, whatever. But let's get back to you. What do you do on a daily basis? Like trying to cope with what you go through?
Every day is different, Liz. It's just like let's start from the beginning. I served a 21-year federal prison sentence. A lot of people know that anyways. And my daughter was a state trooper. So it was ironic, how we meshed so well but she saw the change in me when I was away. I volunteered. I took care of sick and terminally ill inmates, and I trained dogs for the handicapped. That's how we reunited. And she saw that I changed as a human being, and we spoke every day. We were so close. We had the best father-daughter relationship. It wasn't always easy because she held me to the highest standards, and I disappointed her over the years from my checkered past. But as far as our relationship, it was unbelievable. It was amazing, and there's not a second that goes by in the day that I don't think about her. Littlest things set me off, remind me. I ask her for help all the time. My mother's been very sick, so I've asked my daughter, and she's given me the strength to carry on. And I'm trying to make her proud. And I'm just moving forward. So it's not easy. To answer your question, it's not easy. And doing this hopefully will help me, help somebody else. We can all help each other.
Are you spiritual?
Very spiritual. Not very religious. Very spiritual.
And you said you were in jail. When did you get out?
I got out in 2019.
And if you don't mind me asking, why did you get out? For what reason?
I filed motion after motion, and my mother had a stroke in 2016. When Trump passed prison reform, it gave me another avenue. And I educated myself in prison, and one of the things I did was I was a paralegal. So I helped a lot of people with their cases, but I couldn't get myself out. But in 2019, when Trump did prison reform, he made it so if you got denied by the warden, you could go right to the federal court judge with a compassionate release. And I was the first federal inmate in the United States to win a compassionate release to go home and take care of a parent. I take care of my mother.
I know you do, and you take very good care of your mother, which is the question is why I thought it was very important for people to realize that not only did you get out to live your life, you got out to take care of your mom.
Yep.
And you take very good care of your mom.
I take pride because she's my mom.
Yep.
I love her.
It's awesome because I've seen you firsthand, and she's very lucky to have you. As I'm very lucky to have you for a friend.
Oh, aren't you nice? And I'm lucky to have you.
Well, thank you. So where do we go from here? What are we going to do, Anthony? What can we tell people, or what can we offer them?
Well, we can offer them love and support. If you people need us, They can DM us. They can even be on the show if they want to help give back to others. Where this is an open forum, we're open to like different levels of pain. It does, like I said before, it just doesn't have to be like a tragic car accident or the loss of the legs. It could be any kind of pain. You know, anybody can start a podcast on joy and in the honeymoon stage, but pain is something we all, at some point in time, live with or have gone through. Yeah, struggle with on a daily basis. A lot of people need help with mental health counseling with the crisis. So we're here for everybody. See, the funny thing is, Liz, when you reached out for me, after all those years, I was like so happy to hear from you.
But do you know how I found you after all that?
No, but you're going to tell me.
I am going to tell you because I was on Facebook and I happened to pop onto some podcast or some interview and it said Anthony Bucci and Convicted Vegan. And it was a book that you wrote.
I wrote Infinity Crew.
Yeah, Infinity Crew. Yes, yes. And as I'm watching the podcast, and it got into how you were training dogs, and JP and Paul, all along when they first got hurt, I wanted them to get a service dog, and neither one of them felt they wanted it. And then JP actually got a Cane Corso, which is a very big dog. And I saw that Anthony trained dogs while in prison, and not knowing it was the Anthony I went to school with, I messaged you on Facebook saying, I don't know if you remember me, and
then I remember that you said, but I sat next to you in homeroom.
Yep.
And then you asked me if I would, consider training Sophie.
Yes, I offered to pay him, and he said absolutely would not take any money, and he came over, he started right away, no time had elapsed, and you had Sophie all trained, and she's doing wonderful now. And
yeah, well, the thing with Sophie was King Corsos are big dogs, and she was pulling JP, and my goal was to get her to walk off leash and on leash without pulling. And I think I did an admirable job.
Did an awesome job because he can get her off leash. He doesn't walk on leash, and he got another one, Luca. So
against my wishes, he got a male, and I told him the males, King Corsos, are very aggressive and hard to.
Powerful bite. They say even stronger than a lion. But anyways, getting back, that was pretty cool. How not knowing I hadn't seen you since high school.
I know.
How many years later? We're getting old.
Yeah. And then we reconnected.
Yep.
At your house, Cheryl Vinci came by with you, so it was good. It was like a reunion.
Yes.
It was for a good thing though, for a good cause, and that's what I'm all about: giving back. Compassion is now my strength. I believe in, I messed up. I paid my dues. I went away, tried to change as a human, and continuing on that path every day.
And people can change and do change.
Yes. And my daughter, Tama, was the biggest critic of all. Like, she didn't talk to me for years while I was away. Years because of my actions. And I took full responsibility. I took parenting courses while I was away. I wrote dozens of letters to my children. I got out. She saw that I had changed. I wrote the book Infinity Crew. I'll never forget it. She said, Dad, what's your backup plan going to be? And we didn't speak for another 2 months because I'm so stubborn, and I was like all about positive vibes and manifesting good things and believe in the law of attraction. So I was very mad and insulted that you would even say that I was going to fail or the option of even failing existed. So once we mended our ways from that little fight, it was clear sailing from then. Me and my daughter had the most beautiful, loving relationship. I'm the only one who had a key to her apartment. She trusted me that much. We went from, oil and vinegar to like the greatest relationship ever. It was like amazing. I have absolutely no regrets on that part of what happened, the tragedy that happened.
I found it very difficult, and I don't think either one, this is solely my opinion, my sons are adults, but I don't think, people would say to me, can you imagine having two sons losing legs, and what are the odds of that happening? But it did happen, and I think there's a reason for everything. God has a reason for everything, because I don't know if JP and Paul, they never looked back, they never struggled, they don't care about the person that bombed them. They don't ever talk about that, and they moved forward right away. So do you believe in that everything in life happens for a reason, or do you have a hard time understanding?
This tragedy, I've been having a really hard time with, because to me, I can't find a reason. But now, lately, I've been saying to myself, maybe my daughter was put on this earth as an angel to teach us all something, to help others, and hopefully her death doesn't go in vain, because, she was pulling over to help somebody on the side of the road, and that's what she lived by. She was all into, helping others. So I'm hoping and praying that people feed off that, and see the goodness in others, and I'm just here I'm trying to carry the torch for her, continue her legacy by helping others in her name.
Well, I can tell you what a tribute. I went to the wake, and that was unbelievable. I've never seen, I'm going to be 60 August 28th, which you've got to be pretty close to me, and I've never in my years.
Never guess a guy's age.
I've never in all my years seen anything like it. It was what a tribute to a wonderful, beautiful girl.
It was amazing.
And sorry that you're dealing with such a loss. But maybe through our experiences of it, totally different, but we can help others and try and cope with it.
That's why we're here today, and that's what we're all about.
That's right. And we always say, where do you go? What's the next step in life? How do you put one foot in front of the other? That's
how we came up with the name of the podcast. It's just like so many times I said, where do I go from here? Where do we go from here? And it's the truth. When you lose somebody that you love and you didn't get to say goodbye properly, just like it happens suddenly, it's like you can never have those moments back.
No, through my tragedy, I learned. I tell my kids every time I hang up the phone, I love them, and everybody that I love, all my friends, however it is, it's just your life is never the same, no matter what type of situation it is.
Yep, never to be the same. Things that night changed my life forever. Yeah. And the way things went down since then, there's been a lot of things that have gone down because I was away. I've been treated, I'm going to go easy and say unfairly by certain people, and there's nothing I can do to change it, but I continue to carry my daughter's name on and, proudly.
Make her proud, that's
Make
all.
her proud,
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. And I think you're doing a good job, Anthony.
I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. So, in the coming weeks, we will have a bunch of different, interesting guests for you guys. And in the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to have a good time doing this podcast, but it's also going to be sad at times, as life is. But the important thing is we're here to help people, and we're going to draw off your comments. And I know personally, I'm doing this to help others, but also it's helping me in my road to recovery, because every single day of my life, I'm in pain now. And I could use the help, and I could use the encouragement, kind words. And if anybody needs my help, I'm a life coach. I'm here to talk to you if you need me. I'm not trying to solicit business, because I mean that on a personal level. I would never charge anybody. If anybody needs help, I'm here.
So I think we have something that could be very therapeutic for myself in moving forward just with tragedy too.
Exactly. I garden now. That's my stress relief. I love gardening. The dirt takes away the hurt. That's my motto.
I like that.
But now, hopefully, talking out is going to help with the pain. I'm really, really looking forward to this. Like I said, we have some great, great guests in store for you guys. And we're going to be here once a month. I'm the Convicted Vegan on Instagram. Anthony Bucci on Facebook. If anybody wants to follow me and say hello and, chop it up, I'm here.
That's awful nice of you. I don't know how to do all that technology, so I'm just me. I'm just going to be your friend sitting here, and we'll do what we do best.
Exactly. So, thank you all. We'll see you again soon. Love you guys.
Thank you.